G'day shakers and groovers, how are you going? I am so sorry it's been so long since I was last here. There have been things in both my personal life and professional life that have just made it too busy for me to get on the tools and keep doing what I love, which is making these films. I am almost out of my old office. It's been an epic adventure finishing that up, and I will show you a film. I'll make a film next week about how that's going. I've also just gotten back from being on location in Queensland. Well, here I am in sunny Queensland. It's very windy. I'm going to put the phone down here so the sound's a little bit better. Well, it's an amazing view, as you can see. At an area called Surfers Paradise, which is about 2,000 kilometres from where I live. Been on location there for 4 days, working on a commercial shoot for an advertising agency. We had 6 talent and 8 crew. I was the photographer. I'll be able to show a few stills from that, behind the scenes stills. I can't show any of the work because it's not out yet, but that's taken up the last week. And there's just been a lot going on in the last 2 or 3 weeks since I've seen you. Exciting times ahead. I will be permanently in the city within a couple of weeks, which is great. I also launched an exhibition at the City Space 2 weeks ago, which is fantastic. Focus group continues to roll. The second episode is halfway edited. Golly gosh, yeah, and it's been interesting. The first quarter of the year, January, February, March, was relatively normal to quiet. And I've looked back over the years, and those first 3 months of the year are always quiet. And then suddenly April arrived, and I've got 3 or 4 major commercial shoots just happening in April, which is part of what's keeping me super busy. Probably September, I purchased the Profoto B10 lights, and I promised to talk about them. So on the shoot I just completed 2 days ago, the Profoto B10s were a very big part of that shoot. And I wanted to talk about them and how great it was. So I got the 2-head kit, and as part of the 2-head kit, it came in this great little backpack. They gave me this, is entry from the back. So this is how you get in. And here, because I'm using one of the B10 lights right now to light me, here is the other head right here. And these are the cutest little things. And this is what's so amazing about them, is they're small, but they are versatile, absolutely versatile lights. So I want to talk about the Profoto B10s. Let's dive in. What is amazing about them? Well, where do we start? I want to start by showing you that they are battery operated. And this here is the battery. It's not very large. It's a 43.2 watt hour battery, but this will give you 400 flashes at full power. But it also has, and we're using it right now, it also has a modeling lamp. And the modeling lamp can also be used as a film lamp, so a film light. So we turn the unit on, and then we can turn on this modeling lamp, and you can see there it is. And not only can we, sorry, wrong one. Not only can we change the brightness, but we can change the color temperature. And hopefully you're seeing that go from a yellow to a blue. So what's outstanding to me about these lights is not only do you have a continuous light that you can use as a film light, but that continuous light has color temperature built in. Gone are the days of requiring a gel that has to go over the front of this to change the color temperature. Of course, it's a flashlight. That's the power rating goes from 1 all the way up to 10 times that. 10, well, we're almost there. 10 for a big flash. Bang. Profoto say, like I said, There's that little battery pack we were talking about on the side of the flash. Same battery pack. There it is there. That'll give you 400 shots at full power. Absolutely amazing. Plus run this continuous light. So just to recap what I've just said there, why this is so amazing. Not only is it a flash, but it's a continuous light. Not only can you use that continuous light for video, so you can do video and stills from the one light. And not only can you do all of that, but it runs off this little battery. And not only can it run off this little battery, but if the battery goes flat and you have mains power nearby, you can plug the mains power in just under here. Can't see it very well, but just under here. And you can charge the battery and continue to use the flash at the same time. These are all very user-friendly features. But the pièce de résistance, which is so cool, is, yes, you probably can't see it, but there's a little Bluetooth logo on the back of this here. And this allows you to connect to the lights. So have a look at this continuous light up here, which I have on. Now I can turn it up and I should be getting brighter. I can certainly see the light is getting brighter, and I'm turning it up from the phone interface. Now, that is absolutely fantastic. In this sort of situation where you're shooting yourself and you might want to turn the light up, or you might want to turn the light down, or the light is on a very high stand and you want to change it. I'm also going to change the color temperature. So I've just gone yellow. Let's go full power at the more tungsten end of the spectrum. And now we're going to go bluer. And this is all happening from the interface. And you can see here that it's now got the second light, and the settings are the same, the 9.7. Watch it change. We can change that to go higher or lower, and that's all just happening on the phone, and it should be 3.3. So these lights are absolutely amazing because you can control them remotely via Bluetooth, and you've got all the features that I said were in there. I'm just going to turn that one down a little bit. It's rather bright, and I'm going to make it a little bit warmer. Warmer, and let's drop it down to all the way down to the bottom, down to a 1. I love these lights. I love that they're portable. I can actually fit one of these heads into my Pelican case. I just take one lens out. I carry 7 or 8 lenses. I can take one lens out and pop one of these heads into my camera case. And sometimes that's just enough to have one of these heads. Now, of course, how do you fire it? Well, you fire it with this thing here, and this is specific to Nikon. Now, what's great about these heads, something else that they do that not all flashes do, is our sync speed can go beyond the standard flash sync speed. So normally it's a 250th on the Nikon, and this allows you to go higher, which means if you are in a sunny environment and you're doing fill flash, you can still keep your apertures at the lower end rather than normally you'd have to keep your shutter at 250th. It's really bright outside. You might have to go up to f11 or f16 in order to keep the shutter speed at that 250th of a second. But now you can crank it up higher because these can do flash syncing higher. It does mean you've got to buy one that's specific to Nikon or specific to Canon. Obviously they do things differently. So the Profoto B10, not the cheapest flashes in the world. I suppose they're probably expensive, at the expensive end, but the build quality, like this is, it feels rugged, it feels fantastic, great build quality. I love the fact that lights are battery operated and they're rechargeable battery operated. And obviously you can get as many batteries as you want. Again, they're not cheap, $320 in this country, which would make me guess they're probably around $190 to $200 in the US market. You can run and gun for a long time. You can do video work with these. They're fantastic, but it doesn't end there. There's more to it. Part of what they talk about is sculpting the light. Now, I might be sounding like I'm working for Profoto. I'm not. This is not sponsored. This is just me talking about stuff that I like. I'm completely not sponsored, 100% promise. But they make good tools, which I got a few of them for this shoot that I had in Queensland because I hadn't had time to get any yet. And I want to quickly show you some of them. So I'll start off with this. I'm not going to open it, but this is a little soft box. Tiny little packet. It's really nicely built. It's in there. I'll show it to you another day when I do a portrait with somebody, but that's light and fantastic. Pretty easy to put together, probably takes about a minute. In here we have barn doors. Again, nice small portable package, and I can fit all of this stuff just into this backpack. So you can travel super light and have all of this powerful light sculpting equipment. Here are the barn doors. Now, for those that don't know what barn doors are, I suppose it's something to do with barn doors open like this. This is what they've always been called. This allows you, obviously, to control the light with much more finesse than if it's just this. Now, the Profoto system is things basically just, let's say, with friction and leverage, they just jam on the end. It's as simple as that. There's nothing to tighten, there's nothing to do. It's there, it doesn't fall off. You can make a fine beam by opening these smaller and doing whatever you want. And that allows you to control it. You don't get spill. Fantastic. That's about $200 here. So again, that's probably 120, something like that in the US. Barn doors, number one cool thing to have. Next, we have, which one's this one? Because some of the packets look the same. This is the grid kit. So the grid kit is another way of sort of, allows you to create a spot, and depending on the size of the grid, it allows you to get a sharper or not quite so sharp spot. So this allows you to control the light very much. And what you'll see, so we just snap this on in the same fashion, it's very simple, very quick, you're done, is, let's turn this light on. You can see that you can only see the light if I turn this quite late in the piece, which means it doesn't have very much spread. And that allows you to control the light. So there you go there. And like I said, you change these to a larger sized grid and it gets wider or narrower depending on the grid that you use. Very useful, very quick, very simple way of controlling light. I like it. This is not exclusive to Profoto if you've never seen them before, grids, but a useful thing. You should get some if you're shooting with lights. It's just this system's really quick. It's just quick. It's on there. Oh, there we go. You just got to use your muscles. All right, and then the final one I want to show you today, which is the fourth thing. Let me just pop this back, because knowing me, I'll stand on it. What have I done with it? Don't know what I did with it, but the fourth thing is, it basically looks exactly the same as the grid kit, but you can put gels, different coloured gels, blue, pink, purple, whatever. The starter kit comes with a set of 6, and then you can buy another kit that has another 20 or something colours in it. So if you want to do some creative things. So there are 4 basic things. So a softbox, a grid kit, barn doors, coloured gels, and there was another thing called a snoot. Again, that really shapes the light down to a small spot, which I quite like. I often quite like to do. Wasn't in stock. I will be getting that. All great things. Oh, here we go. Here are the gels. See, it comes in this little thing with a cute little magnet. And then here are the colours that you just snap in the front. So, yeah, fun. So that's the Profoto. Loved using it. I think they are very light, very powerful, very easy for you or your camera assist to control if they're in hard to reach situations. I really do think they're great. Now, in this video, I'm not comparing them with anything else. In my world, I just try to get the gear that best suits my use case scenario and my budget and my ergonomics. And I love the fact that these have built-in color temperature control. Don't have to worry about gels. That's just fantastic. A built-in video continuous light. That's fantastic. And that they run off interchangeable batteries. That's fantastic. And that you can charge the batteries and use the lights at the same time. Those are the four main things. Well, probably the fifth thing is that all of these accessories are very useful and very easy to use. So those are the 5 reasons why it works for me. Now, I might pay $1,000 more for having all those things. I think these are great. They are expensive, but as a professional, I want something that can look after me in a tight spot and give me everything that I need, and I can carry it in this tiny little backpack. And as you can see, small enough to go on carry-on, so in a plane. So what I did with these is I carried the lights with me as carry-on, and the cameras were in a big Pelican case. And there's just too much to go as carry-on for them, unfortunately. But that's okay. I've traveled with these Pelican cases many times, and the gear is all fantastic. So there you go. There's a little bit of an update from me, and a little bit of a word on the Profotos, which I do love. Prior to the Profotos, I was using the Elinchrom Quadra, which is lovely. They're now probably about maybe 8 years old. Is that right? Maybe more like 5 years old. I can't really remember. Great lights, but just no. And this is the same sort of thing. They're battery operated for on location. Well, you can use them in the studio, of course, as well. But battery operated, small head light, but a completely different system. Everything had wires to go back to a central unit. So that means it's harder to get the lights apart. This is a far superior system, in my opinion, because of the Bluetooth control, because of the ergonomics, absolutely no cables, built-in color temperature control. They are all the things that are different. Oh, and the continuous video modeling light. They're 4 things that other set don't do. None of it, don't do it at all. This does it. Big jump. So please, tell me about your flashlight usage. Would the B10 fit in your world or something similar? Would you like the B10s? I certainly like the P10s. I think they're amazing. Tell me if you use flashes and how you use flashes. I would love to hear it. And again, I am so sorry for being gone so long. It's just been a crazy time, but hopefully some normalcy is going to start to appear in my world. I'm certainly looking forward to it, I can guarantee you. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe if you like what you see. Please share. Please like this video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.